Hello everybody, this is Justin from the St Charts. It is Sunday the 4th of May 2025. Today I'm going to start with the FTSE AIM All Share Index. This one, I'm not going to pretend that I've called it well because I haven't, but I think that we're in the process of a reversal and hopefully a multi-month reversal to the upsides. I'm just going to flip to the weekly there. Hopefully that's going to show us a little bit better. But for me, I think that, we've sort of had this big up and a big down, and then we had that big up again during COVID, and then we've had a monstrous downside, haven't we? Almost touching the sort of COVID lows, which is down here. So, that's how badly the FTSE AIM All Share Index has been performing. But I think that, if we flip back to the daily, I think that, there's signs of life here. We sort of, I got that little channel there that sort of popped out, it dropped below there, but we peaked ahead above it here. So for me, I think that, this could be the start of a great run for all those shares that we've got, all those small caps. And, I've sort of got a target here, which would be the next sort of logical, wave higher, up to this red box at 1410 to 1611. So, that's sort of at least, kind of double where we are today. But fingers crossed, with commodities, etc., which I think are all going to break out to the upside. We've had gold breaking out, with silver is still struggling, but I think they're going to see more upside in copper. I think that oil is going to struggle a little bit for the short term, but that's going to then have a big wave to the upside. I think overall, tin's going to break out. Rare earths are going higher. I think it's going to be a good, exciting time for our mining industry and for these small cap stocks that we've got. So fingers crossed. So starting off with that, we'll go to RSG, and this one here is one that we gave that red box down there. We said we didn't think we were going to hit it, which was correct, and indeed we've now had moved to the upside, and we're trying to sort of start to fill that gap which I talked about originally, and we've got that gap there up to 33.4 pence. So I think that that given where we are at the moment, if the company can give out some good news, I don't see why that can't be filled. And if we can fill that gap and then break this prior target at 46.4, I think that, the next, if we can break that high, we'll be trading up to 61, up to 75 pence. So RSG, worth doing some research, seeing what's going on there. ARA is my next one. And if I can get that up, and this one here is one which we had in a blue box reversal zone down here at sort of 4.98 all the way down. I won't go down to where it goes to. But for me, I wasn't quite expecting it to go that low, but it has. But I think that's an absolute monster. If I just make that bigger there, I think that, this is sort of back from March 2020. I think that's a sort of a wave up. We've had a very big, long corrective move there. And I think the next logical move is up to this red box here at 26.4 to 32 pence. So, that's sort of been a corrective move since September 21. It's done an awful lot of consolidating. And, if the company can get out the right news or drop the right news, whatever it is they need to do, and get some bull power behind it to get a lot of sentiment going, break that prior high, that is where it's going to be heading. So worth doing some research. Obviously it needs to have good news in order for that to get up to there, but worth doing some research on that one. EML is my next one, and this is one I haven't covered off for a long while, and for me, this one here, I think it's pretty clear. I think that, we've got a sort of a wave 1, 2, 3, and this is a 4, and this is probably a 5 up to there. And then I'd expect a bit of a corrective move, and then hopefully a move higher to the upside. Just see if they've got something on the weekly. I don't actually, but, if you look at that, it's kind of quite clear. That's a 1, 2, and we've had a 3 down there. So we started a sort of a wave, our first wave higher. If we break out of that downtrend, we should get at least 3 waves to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And if I put a sort of, what do you call it? A trend line, goodness me. So I don't use them very often now. I struggle. But we've sort of broken above it. So breaking a hold above that trend line should see us sort of start at some sort of bulls momentum. So, worth doing some research on that one. It's been a long while since I've looked at it. I know that the project needs an awful lot of money. So, worth doing some research before you even consider that one. But, that's EML. HDD is my next one. no, don't remember this one, but it's on my list. And this one here, oh yeah, here we go. So I've got this here. So if we can break this prior high at 7.5, should see us trading up to 8.35, up to 9.25. But clearly we don't want to see a break below sort of 4.2 pence. So that's HDD. You know, sort of expect a three-wave bounce, but you know, fingers crossed, can sort of break and hold, probably break and hold above 7.3, should activate that red box zone there. So that's HDD. Lex is my next one. I think I've already covered this one off actually, but in fact, I'll just have a look, see what Lexington Gold. Oh no, I haven't. There we go. So this one here, I've got a blue box reversal zone here. This is the longer term reversal zone here. We're sort of back into that zone. You know, we've had a nice three-wave bounce there. So I'd expect at least a three-wave bounce to the upside, probably touching sort of 4p. But if we can break this prior higher to 4.8, should bring us attacking the 5 pence zone, probably a little bit higher. So that's, you know, good 50-60%, isn't it? Probably a bit higher than that. But, you know, LEX, worth doing some research on that one. Let's go. Hock is my next one. I haven't looked at any of these, so you have to bear with me. Just get that up. So that Hock, that was an absolutely fantastic call of ours, wasn't it? You know, we said that from this blue box, we were expecting to trade into that red box, which was bang on yet again. So for me here, I think that, you know, if we have a look at that, you know, and just concentrate on this little bit of section here, I think that's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully might just get a bit of a wave 5 going up there before we see a bigger corrective move, and then hopefully another move to the upside. You know, there might well be another move in that. High risk though, because wave 5s don't always play out. Next we're going to do is Poolbeg Pharma, and I haven't covered this off for ages. POLB is the ticker. And for me, this one sort of, you know, we had that blue box up there, which was a correct call. We got a three-wave bounce, and then it fell into this bigger reversal zone here, and we fell right outside of it. The company didn't drop the best in news. It wasn't perceived as good news by the investors, and you know, we've struggled ever since. So for me, first target here would be 3.94 pence, break and enter back into that blue box zone, and then for me after that, we want to see attack at the top of that blue box at 6.48 pence. So that is Poolbeg Pharma, worth having a look and see what's going on there. Creo is my next one, and if I just get that up, the machine's going slow. Again, this one here, it's fallen outside of that blue box. It's had a bit of a good week, hasn't it? So sort of, you know, balls have sort of stepped in a bit. Just see what the RSI is like on that. Yeah, I mean, actually, this looks pretty good. I mean, the RSI is probably the best indicator these days, you know, especially with small caps. I think that the MACD is a bit better, but, you know, it depends on how you're using it, of course. But, you know, for me, again, bit of the same as a Poolbeg Pharma. Yeah, clearly it's been oversold, assuming that, you know, the fundamentals of the company okay. For me, I'll be looking for a sort of a break back into that blue box of 14.5. If we can make it back into there, then hopefully we can start attacking the top of the box at 20.1 pence, and then we can start to get excited about a return to the upside and a much bigger leg. So that is CREO, worth doing some research. MT1, so no idea why that one's on my list. EAH is my next one, and if I get that up, EAH. And this one, I've never covered this one off before. This one here, pretty much a gap play, isn't it? So we've got a gap there at 94 pence. We're currently sitting at 66. It's looking like a bit of an impulse move. So the way I see that, 1, 2, 3, 4, might just get a bit of a 5, bit of a corrective move there. And then hopefully if we can break the prior high again, we could see an attack and hopefully fill that gap at sort of, what is it, 95 pence, isn't it? Goodness me. So yeah, potentially quite a lot of return there. Worth doing some research, seeing why that gap was created and why we've had that fall. But yeah, worth doing some research, seeing what's going on there indeed. Vianet is my next one. And let's have a look. Again, this one, actually, it's in a really good reversal zone, isn't it? So we've got a reversal zone down here. I think we covered off that before. It's 57 pence. So it's at 69.5 down to 57.5. It's sort of, probably my box isn't actually 100% accurate because it's sort of struggling there, isn't it? But, you know, it's a break and a hold above 69.5 and should see a three-wave bounce to the upside. And as I say, it's another gap play there at 100 pence. So that'd be very nice indeed, wouldn't it? So worth doing some research on VNet, see what's happening. And you know, hopefully that can continue to the upside. EP is my next one. And this one here, that was the one we called that absolutely spot on, didn't we? You know, we said down here, in fact, we called that from 260 pence down to 100p. So, you know, we've called it absolutely bang on for ages. But, you know, we had that time frame there, which is bang on again. And indeed, we had that blue box where we expected the bears to step in, and we see a bit of a reverse to the downside. It actually tagged the top of the box, had a bit of a fight there with the bulls and the bears. The bears won, and we've seen a bit of downside. But for me, I think that's possibly, and I say possibly, it's not the best to set up, so I don't have a blue box. But you know, I think if we could see a bit of downside like that, and then get a reversal signal, because that's what you want to do, whatever your reversal signal is, and then hopefully we can see another wave up to the upside. So GKP, worth having a look. The oil price isn't doing too well, so a bit of higher risk. You want to keep an eye on your commodities as well. But you know, worth having a look, seeing what's going on there. Next one we're going to do is TRP. And just get that one if I can get it. Tower Resources, and again, this is one here is in a pretty good reversal zone actually. So for me, that sort of had a 3-wave bounce to the upside, and so as a wave 1. We're sort of consolidating here, but breaking above this 0.03 pence level. I think, you know, if we can do that, then I think we're game on, especially if the company can drop some right news, and we should be game on to try and attack that prior high and break that. We're into this red box zone here at 0.0712, all the way up to 0.0846. That's TRP. I do like the look of that one. Not done any research on the company, but yes, I do like that chart. It's very nice indeed, as we can keep, you know, above that bottom of that blue box there at 0.0212. Next one I'm going to do is ZIOC, and I think we covered this one off recently. So yes, indeed. So we did indeed cover that off within the blue box. So anybody who took that trade is doing really well. You know, already in profit, and you know, so it's sort of gone from what is it, 6, but all the way up to 8, 9 pence nearly. But for me, again, this one I would expect another wave to the upside. So we need to be breaking this prior high, you know, break and hold above about 11.25 pence to bring us up to this first red box zone here at 15.05 to 17.35. I've got a bigger target, but let's not get too excited. Let's get to that first one and then see where we go from there. So that is ZIOC, looking very good indeed, and another great call from us. Next one I'm going to do is Rainbow Rare Earths. And this is one where we interviewed George Bennett recently, so worth doing, worth having a listen to that interview. It was very knowledgeable, very interesting chat. Rare earths are a big hot topic at the moment, but for me, we need to break this prior high here at 13 pence. If we can break and hold above that, we're going to give us an initial target of 15 to 16.2. There's another bigger target sort of on the weekly. Just flip over to the weekly actually to see where that is. Yeah, I've got sort of 27 up the way to sort of 39.3 pence. So there's potentially quite a lot of upside with Rainbow Rare Earths, and I think there's some big news due out a bit later in the year. So as I say, worth doing some research on that one and see what's happening. So worth listening to our interview. Absolutely fantastic. Next one I'm going to do is ATM, and probably my last one. I know we covered this on off last week. So but it's had a really good week, hasn't it? You know, it's shot up out of that blue box again. And for me, you know, I think that because it was in a long-term reversal zone, we should see a lot more upside in this one over the coming months. It's going to take a little while to get things going, but an initial target here really is a break and a hold above 4.25 pence is going to give us that red box there at 5 to 5.72 pence. But I'm going to flip to the weekly, and I think over the sort of next few months, we're going to see trading up to this 11 pence up to 13.2, possibly even higher. That's me for Sunday. Have a great weekend all. Enjoy your bank holiday Monday. See you again soon.